So we're gonna get, it's easiest to find the pre-cut pieces, so we're gonna use the pre-cut piece. We're gonna kind of basically start on the outside of the foot. You're gonna come underneath the bottom. One's gonna come up across this way, the other one's gonna come up across this way. So we're gonna kind of cover that posterior tib here, and then this one will kind of come up along your anterior tib here. So if you've had experience with KT tape before, basically you're just gonna kind of pinch the tape and pull, so you get a little tab, pull that off. And then I'm gonna put it underneath my foot, kind of mid-foot, just behind the ball of my foot. I'm going to lay that tab down, and then I will start to peel from here, and then I'm going to put a good amount of tension coming underneath, and then as I'm coming up the arch, and then kind of lay off the tension a little bit as it comes up this way along the shin there, and then rub to make sure it sticks, all that here. And then we're going to do the same thing again. You're going to pull, that breaks the paper. This one is going to start a little bit further down the foot, so a little bit past, so it's be a little bit of an overlap. And I'm going to do that same little bit of overlap, and then peel the tape here, and then, like I said, give it a good amount of stretch. Good amount of stretch coming here, and then have it follow up the inside this way. So, and then rub that down in from here. If you want, you can put, if you're putting like the stretchy tape over the crosses that you were doing before, you can do that. But what I really want is really to try to really pull up onto the arch midfoot here, really giving that some support, and then trying to, like I said, kind of come along the posterior tib here. I wouldn't necessarily try to pull behind here, even though the tendon does come down behind the bone here. I'm more concerned about the arch here, and then you get some of that sensory input from the tape on the muscle here, so you kind of catch up with it on the backside. So give that a shot. See if that helps. I know you said you had the game tomorrow. I don't know if you want to try that tomorrow, or if you want to try that beforehand just to see how it feels before trying it in a game, or if you want to try that like at a practice and just do what you normally do for the game tomorrow and kind of go from there. But that's how I would try taping with that.